On time, it's 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, everybody. I'll give it just about another 30 seconds to let folks in, but thank you for joining us today for the BUBBAs award ceremony. Feel free to put your name and affiliation in the chat if you would like. Feel free to let us know if you submitted to the BUBBAs this year or in the past if you would like. And we are going to get started in just another maybe 30 seconds. All right, we are going to get the ball rolling. Hello, everybody. Again, my name is Michelle Berry. I am the Stormwater Program Coordinator at Chesapeake Stormwater Network. Welcome to the BUBBAs. I'm going to hand it over for the next couple slides to David Wood, our Executive Director, to get things started.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks so much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the awards ceremony for the 7th edition of the Chesapeake Stormwater Network's Best Urban BMP in the Bay Awards. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David Wood. I'm the Executive Director here at CSN. Before we get started, I do want to orient you all to why we're here and what we're celebrating today. So first of all, for the uninitiated or those who maybe were told to show up but have no idea what a BUBBA is or who we are at CSN, Michelle and I and Missy, who's also on the line today, are the team here at the Chesapeake Stormwater Network. We are a nonprofit organization dedicated to advancing more sustainable, resilient, and equitable stormwater management across the Chesapeake Bay watershed and beyond. So our primary role is to serve as capacity builders, delivering programs and resources that elevate the already outstanding work being done by stormwater managers around the region. We do that through free webinars on the latest in science and innovative case studies, through training and workforce development programs like our Chesapeake Urban Stormwater Professionals or CUSP certificate, and through the development of technical guides and resources that synthesize the latest in the field and share it in a way that is hopefully easy to understand and apply. Finally, as a network, we exist to connect you all and to highlight the excellent work that you're already doing so that others can learn from those successes. And that's, of course, where the BUBBAs come in. So if you want to go to the next slide, Michelle. Today, I'm going to kick things off, but then I'll hand it to Michelle, who's done an outstanding job of running basically every aspect of this year's awards. We have 5 categories this year to celebrate. So we have the Education and Outreach Impact Award, Habitats and Streams, Residential Stewardship Practice, a new category called Resilient and Renewed, and our Stormwater Program Pioneers. So Michelle's going to introduce each of those categories and present any honorable mentions and category standouts before unveiling the overall winner for each category. We're then going to give the winners 3 minutes to say a few words about your project. I do have music queued up if I need to play anybody off, so I don't want to hear any Adrian Brody's out there. It's noon on a Wednesday. We have things to do, so we'll try to keep things moving along. Once all of the category winners have been announced, we will conclude by officially kicking off the voting for our Grand Prize Award and our Small But Mighty Award winners, who are selected by popular vote. So stick around, cast your vote, send it to all of your friends and colleagues to check out these projects and cast their votes as well. All right, next slide, Michelle. Before we dive in, I do want to give just a quick history of the BUBBA Awards, the Best Urban BMP in the Bay Awards, and why we consider it to be the oldest and most prestigious stormwater award in the region. That is an established fact. Please do not look it up. The inaugural contest was launched in 2014. It was the brainchild of our founder and former executive director, Tom Schuler, along with Cecilia Lane, who was our stormwater coordinator at the time and who I'm sure is on the line today. The goal of the contest is really to highlight the innovative and outstanding work being done by stormwater managers around the region. In the 10 years since that inaugural contest, it's changed a lot. We have new categories, new judges, new narrative forms. I was telling Michelle that our 2021 awards ceremony was our first virtual awards ceremony and featured me sitting on Zoom in the pandemic in a tuxedo and hair like almost to my shoulders with a fake Oscars stage as my background image. So we've come a long way, but this has always served as my favorite program that we do here at CSN. Just getting to see the outstanding work that you all are doing and to celebrate it. In 7 years, we have reviewed a lot of submissions. We have it as a trivia question here, but I'm going to just kind of give it away for you all. If you would know the answer, you can feel free to put it in the chat. But basically, we have reviewed over 400 submissions as part of this contest in those 7 contests. So in just 10 years' time, that is a phenomenal amount of really great work. And we know it's not even scratching the surface of everything that's being done around the region. We've seen winners from Lancaster, from Howard County, from Richmond, from DC, and from Baltimore. And we're really excited to see what is next today. So next slide, Michelle. Now, I also, of course, have to honor and recognize our wonderful sponsors who help make this contest happen. So a huge thank you to all of these outstanding companies that supported the contest, many of whom have supported us from the beginning of the BUBBA Awards and certainly for many years. So Biohabitats, SMC, Opti, and EQR were our gold level sponsors this year. Michelle, if you want to go to our next slide. Anderson Davis, Cityscape Engineering, Bayland, Underwood, and Hirschman Water and Environment have been our silver sponsors this year. So we really want to thank you all for your support of the BUBBAs and for the good work that you are doing in the watershed. And then for our next slide, I also want to recognize our grant funders as well. The Keith Campbell Foundation and the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation. They have supported this contest for a long time. They support the time that it takes us to pull off this contest. And as Michelle can attest, it is a lot of work. So finally, I do want to recognize our 30 judges who volunteered their time to read through these amazing submissions and took the time to talk to us about them. You can take comfort in the fact as we go through all of these awards that all of the winners you're about to hear were entirely selected by those judges who represent many of the best and brightest in our field. So thank you all again to all of our judges. So with that, that's all I have to say. I'm going to turn it back over to Michelle, who is going to run the rest of our program. So thank you all again for joining us. Thank you for participating in the BUBBAs, and thank you for the work that you guys are doing around the watershed.
Thank you so much, David. We are going to get the ball rolling on the heart of our competition, the BUBBAs. And just really briefly, a refresher on how we are running the BUBBAs. Every time we do the BUBBAs, we tweak it a little bit to try to make sure that we are honoring and platforming the most innovative and inspiring BMPs in the Bay. So this year, our judges judged on a variety of factors, all a little bit different in the categories. Hopefully, you are familiar with the contest packet by now, especially if you were an entry. But 3 factors really stood out across the board that the judges were looking for. They were innovation, transferability of the projects, and the level of community engagement. So in each category, there were a mix of honorable mentions, in some, not all of the categories. Category standouts, sort of a mix of our our second, third place sort of performers. And then in the categories, there were also those finalists going on to the grand prize vote, and those were the best of the categories. However, we also recognize that there was a little bit more room for opportunity this year based on the scale of some of the projects in the categories. So we will be doing a sort of second version of the grand prize as well. This is going to be a few best of categories that are the sort of small but mighty finalists, projects that really stood out and had an outsized impact, and that we wanted to give the opportunity to acknowledge as well. So the main award, $5,000, will be that best of the BUBBAs, and then we'll also have the opportunity for the best of the small but mighty winners and finalists as well, who qualify for an award of $2,000. And both of these are voted on by the People's Choice vote that will come at the end of today's presentation. So with that being said, we're going to go into our first category of education and outreach. This category recognizes effective stormwater education and outreach campaigns that seek to change behaviors that tangibly reduce stormwater pollution in a community. I'll also let you know really quick before we get into it, as David said, I do have a timer out as well. So for those who are giving a little bit of a project acknowledgement, project speech for the best of categories, we will be checking the time. Please try to keep it to around 3 minutes. And if you hit 5 minutes, we will cut you off with some music, or I don't know, it might just be me saying, and we're wrapping up. So moving right along. Our honorable mention in this category, first off, is Create a Caddisfly. Congratulations. This hands-on environmental education program was specifically designed to address a gap in STEAM programming for grades K through 3. Judges were impressed by the program's transferability and ability to bring something local, a caddisfly, to life. Judges wanted to acknowledge this project for excellence in early childhood stewardship. And congratulations. Next up, our category standout. We have the Stormwater Retention Program, a pioneer in protecting the Chesapeake Bay. This program incentivized the dispersed implementation of green infrastructure, protecting local rivers, and offering developers flexibility in meeting stormwater requirements. Judges were very impressed by the success of this program and appreciated the market-driven approach and possibilities of transferring this program to different municipalities. Congratulations. Sorry about that. I don't know if my screen is frozen. I'm so sorry, everybody. Hold on. Ah, so sorry. Okay, here we go. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I think I had a little bit of a screen frozen there. So our next category standout. Resilience Forward and RAWC Ahead in Charles County, Maryland. This program engages underserved high school and recent graduates through year-round jobs and career ladders in natural resources. Judges were impressed by the commitment to paying those in the program and the pairing of the program's present-day goal of tree planting with a future goal of workforce development. Congratulations. And now we have our first best of small but mighty project, the Water Wagon Education Trailer. We are going to hand it over to Kendall Jewell, Lynchburg Water Resources Outreach Coordinator, to say a few words about their project.
Hello. Thank you for selecting us as a finalist. My name is Kendall. I work for Lynchburg Water Resources, and the Water Wagon was an innovative project that came out of a need for communicating science with the public and showing how stormwater, wastewater, and water lines are set out in the community. So it's a mobile education tool used to reach community members that can't necessarily come to us. We have made interactive lessons about the urban water cycle, the natural water cycle, and stormwater BMPs on each side of the water wagon. Each side is designed differently with graphic design on Adobe. The stormwater side focuses on teaching actions that the community members can take, such as picking up dog waste, planting buffers, and limiting litter, picking up leaves, for example. And there are little graphics that the audience can put onto the wagon, basically an interactive learning. The wagon, it has helped us demonstrate the connection between stormwater inlets and our waterways. As a city utility, it's important to us that people understand their infrastructure and those differences between sewer, water, and stormwater.
Thank you so much, Kendall, and congratulations to the Water Wagon Education Trailer and Lynchburg. Moving on to our next best of. We have Captain Trash Wheel, a hero of the harbor. And presenting on Captain Trash Wheel will be Amanda Pena-Fiel, from the Maryland Port Administration.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Hi, the Maryland Port Administration is very honored to accept this Best of Award in this outreach and education impact category. Captain Trash Wheel is a member of the Baltimore City's family of trash wheels and was installed at Masonville Cove in June of 2019 and integrated into MPA's environmental education programs by September of 2020. Captain Trash Wheel is it's MPOA's very own trash wheel, and so we're very proud of it. And due to its location at the outfall of the Baybook Stream's municipal separate stormwater sewer system, Captain intercepts intercepts and filters stormwater runoff and debris, preserving the quality of the waterfront at Masonville Cove. Captain is one of many special parts of Masonville Cove, which is the nation's first urban wildlife refuge partnership designated by the Fish and Wildlife Service in 2013. So since its installation, Captain has removed over 53 tons of trash and debris from entering the Patapsco River and the greater Chesapeake Bay. While these numbers are very impressive, that's only one part of Captain's work. Its other functions are to promote sustainability and clean waterways in South Baltimore, hopefully preventing the debris from entering the runoff in the first place. Captain and its team have been instrumental in supporting plastic reduction efforts, providing real-time pollution data that aided in the successful implementation of bans on styrofoam and plastic bags and the proposed plastic bottle ban. Captain has energized over 20,000 local students and community members through outreach and education programs, tours, and shoreline cleanup participation. These initiatives have fostered a sense of environmental stewardship among participants, making Captain a cornerstone of MPA's educational outreach. Captain provides a face to these efforts for people to rally around. The knowledge and experience gained from these programs have empowered community members to take active roles in sustainability efforts, leading to cleaner neighborhoods and increased awareness of environmental issues. Tour participants, classroom students, and program attendees gain a deeper understanding of the environmental challenges facing their community. The stormwater outfall leading to Captain serves a direct conduit for rainwater runoff from Masonville Cove's neighboring communities like Brooklyn, Curtis Bay, and Cherry Hill, creating a tangible connection between local residents and the pollution that Captain collects. Captain and the greater Masonville Cove provides a venue for education and outreach staff from each of our partnership organizations, which include MPA, Living Classrooms Foundation, Maryland Environmental Service, National Aquarium, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, to lead various activities independently and collaboratively. So a huge shout out goes out to our project partners for this outreach effort. This award wouldn't have been possible without them. So each organization records and shares their program information in MPA's engagement trackers each month. And this helps us assess and plan our continued work as well as measure the impact of our programs. So with its big personality, googly eyes, and stage presence in Masonville Cove and on social media, Captain goes above and beyond by serving as a local icon and stormwater pollution awareness ambassador, inspiring thousands of students and community members. So thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to all of our finalists in education and outreach, as well as the honorable mentions and the standouts. Next, we are moving into our second category of habitats and streams. This category includes any restoration project that creates or restores a high-quality blend of wetland or upland wildlife habitats and/or projects designed to enhance the function, stability, and ecosystem services of an urban or suburban stream. First up, this category received 3 honorable mentions. Judges felt that all 3 of these entries really stood out and were worth a strong acknowledgement for their excellence in alternative landscapes/landscape conversions. We had Forager's Forest, a unique university project at George Mason University that covers 4,300 square feet and is planted with over 2,000 native trees, shrubs, grasses, and wildflowers. The site features 26 edible and food-producing plant species, including blueberries, plums, hazelnuts, and American chestnuts. The suburban wetland habitat. This large-scale residential habitat creation project impressed judges for its innovative efforts to transform turf to wetland and be an example for its community. And low-mow zones within parks. Judges loved the simplicity and transferability of this submission from Harford County Park and Recreation. This is a park partnership program that aims to decrease maintenance costs and increase habitat and stormwater retention. Congratulations to our honorable mentions. Next up, our category standout, the BUBBAs Stream and Bog Restoration. This project fixed major erosion leading into the Severn Run watershed of Anne Arundel County through a mix of stream restoration, wetland enhancement, and wetland creation. Judges felt this project was notable for its focus on wildlife, tree impact, and amphibian habitat from start to finish. Judges were also impressed by the community impact. They held an International Bog Day event here, which is just awesome, and its impressive ecological uplift in a difficult location. Another category standout, Park Drive, Stream and Gullies Restoration. This project stood out for its high and consistent level of community engagement. This restoration project restored 4 stormwater outfalls and 2 highly eroded stream gullies on national park land in an urban environment. And you can see in that first picture just what those conditions look like when they got started. And our best of the BUBBAs in this category, we have the wetlands at Longs Park. And introducing this project and talking a little bit about it is Angela Brackbill, the Water Resources Engineer, Stormwater Bureau, Sustainability and Environment Department of Public Works.
Thank you, Michelle. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you so much. The city is so honored to be selected for such an awesome award. The city was awarded the BUBBA back in 2014 for some intersection and green infrastructure improvements at Plum and Walnut Street, and we still talk about that today. It's part of every presentation tour that we give, and I really think that Longs Park also fits this bill. This project, the Longs Park wetland, was really born out of the city's desire to increase the water quality of Longs Pond, which is ultimately tributary to Little Conestoga Creek and the Chesapeake Bay. Longs Park is one of the city's most heavily used park, as it sees hundreds of thousands of residents and tourists every single year. So we tasked our consultants, Jacobs, with what seemed to be the impossible. Not only did we need to increase the water quality in the pond and to meet the city's regulatory requirements of our Chesapeake Bay Pollutant Reduction Plan, but it also tasked them with providing an amenity in a heavily used park that had such a huge opportunity for outreach and education in all things green: sustainability, native plants, wildlife habitat, stormwater runoff, water quality, and the Chesapeake Bay. And they nailed it. Jacobs worked closely with the city throughout the design to meet the city's goals. They exceeded the pollution requirements for the PRP. We're expecting to see over a 30 to 40% decrease in algae growth in the pond alone. And they delivered a highly complex, fully automated treatment system that relies on natural processes to improve water quality. We even had wildlife in the project immediately after construction was complete, including, but not limited to, frogs, ducks, herrings, and even an eastern painted turtle who laid eggs. After installing over 300 GI systems in the city, one of our main goals was to produce a relatively self-sustaining system that would simplify operations and maintenance responsibilities for city staff, and through an innovative design, and this was the case for this project. I would also like to acknowledge the contractor on the project, Flyaway Excavating, as they were also charged with the seemingly impossible task of constructing this project in less than 6 months to meet PRP deadlines. And they did it sooner than expected and under budget. They have also provided the city with some of the best photos of the project to date by completing a drone flyover, which, as you can see here in that left picture, came out absolutely awesome. And then obviously none of this work would be possible without our generous funders. So thank you so very much to DEP's Growing Greener program, the PA Fish and Boat Commission, the Lancaster Clean Water Partners for both large and small implementation grants, and the SRBC. Again, thank you so much. The city is super excited about this award.
Thank you, Angela, and congratulations to Wetlands at Longs Park in this category and all of our category finalists and runners-up. Next, we are moving into residential stewardship practice. This category recognizes exceptional stormwater practices installed on residential property, as well as the programs designed to enhance resident access to resources needed to get them done. This category is open to both homeowners and designers, as well as program staff, and notable as far as the restraints for this category, total investment in residential practices needed to be limited to about less than $7,000 or close to it. Our category standout, Doubled Joy Residential Passive Stormwater Fountain. This project stood out for its novel approach to dealing with stormwater and flooding. Its innovative design, including auditory impacts of the surrounding traffic noise, material reuse, and the creator's collaboration with experts beyond the field and outside of the watershed in order to make this fountain happen. Congratulations. Want to make sure I'm not bumping ahead like I made the mistake last time. Okay, here we go. Sligo Creek Habitat Garden, another category standout. This residential design exemplified conservation enhancements in an urban setting. The landscaping utilized creative use of a challenging topography in an attractive design. This project stood out to the judges for its intentional placement of a seating area in the front yard to invite neighborhood interest. And notably, since its creation, 3 other neighbors have added their own native plant gardens, and they cited this project as their inspiration. And loading. Apologies for. There we go. Usher Family Rain Garden, and Usher Family, if I'm mispronouncing, please correct me in your speech. We have the winner of the Best of Small But Mighty, as well as the category winner in residential, and presenting is Megan Kuna, Urban Conservation Specialist of Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So yeah, my name is Megan Kuna with the Northern Virginia Soil and Water Conservation District. This rain garden project came to us as an application to the Virginia Conservation Assistance Program, or VCAP, which provides small grants for stormwater BMPs. Our role was to work with the homeowner to ensure the project met program specifications, and we ushered them through the process, but the real credit goes to the Bushers and their landscape architect, Sarah Couchman, who did a great job on plant selection. One special thing about this project is not only does the rain garden treat their own impervious runoff, but they also brought in some of their neighbors' roof runoff with their permission, of course. They extended a downspout pipe to outlet at the rain garden. This family has gone all in, having shared some seeds from their gardens. They've hosted garden tours. Their daughter created a native seed library at a local community center, which just was recently installed. And they also were recently a stop at the Chesapeake Bay Landscape Professional Training Field Tour. So the impact of this project has reached far beyond the boundaries of their own property, and we have been delighted to work with everyone involved and excited to have been a part of it.
Thank you, Megan, and congratulations. Next up, we have the Resilient Renewed category. This category included green infrastructure, stormwater controls, and retrofits. This category recognizes the best application of our more traditional stormwater practices implemented as retrofits or for new and redevelopment. Any private or public sector project that creatively integrates green infrastructure practices into their site plans were encouraged to apply. Three honorable mentions. Smart Stormwater Management, a public-private partnership for resilient watersheds. This partnership allowed Howard County to fund the majority of commercial stormwater mitigation project costs as a strategy to encourage commercial property owners to install GSI projects. On the innovation side, the project incorporated continuous monitoring and adaptive controls in 3 projects, which increases the retention time for water quality treatment, prepares storage in advance of storm events, and maximizes flood control potential of a pond. And judges wanted to acknowledge this project for its excellence in innovative funding. Next, we had the Bellevue Park Ponds project. This public-facing park project utilized what our judges referred to as a patient design approach to retain the historic infrastructure of 2 human-made ponds while also using CMAQ for an adaptive approach to operations. So they wanted to acknowledge this project for its excellence in historic design integration. And Belvoir Farm Pond Retrofit. This project was prompted by the community to replace an aging dam and reconnect the stream and wetland. To do this, partners utilized a regenerative stream channel system, restored the stream, created an enhanced wetland habitat, and planted over 3,000 native trees, plants, and shrubs. Judges were impressed with the community focus of this project. Volunteers from the community signed a 30-year agreement to protect restoration efforts. So this one got acknowledged for excellence in community engagement and nature-based systems. Congratulations. Our category standout is the Ballston Wetland. The largest, excuse me, water quality treatment facility in Arlington. This project converted an underutilized space into an urban oasis with strong co-benefits and community engagement. Judges appreciated the pedestrian access, signage, trash collection, and additional green space in an urban setting, a dramatic transformation from previous conditions, which you can see in that first photo. And we have, loading, we have one more category standout coming up, and hopefully it'll come up. There we go. Community of Love Lutheran Church Submerged Gravel Wetland. The innovation of this small size, big impact project stood out to judges. To address flooding, Oxford Borough transformed an underutilized area into a high functioning green infrastructure site using biochar, a submerged gravel wetland, and designing for ease of maintenance. Congratulations. And we have a best of small but mighty project first, Hamlin Street Retrofits project. And to present on this project, we have Cecilia Lane, Environmental Protection Specialist at Department of Energy and Environment.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Thanks again for this excellent recognition. Just a few things to say about this project. A couple of things that stood out to me, the community engagement piece. While somewhat disjointed due to delays in procurement, the project was ultimately born from a robust targeted outreach program to increase awareness and implementation of small-scale environmental practices on residential properties through our River Smart Homes program. Additionally, the incorporation of storage vaults under the bioretention systems to provide additional capture and the possibility of future reuse is kind of neat. The project sits near the top of the watershed of a mostly buried stream system, which means that we have limited opportunities for capturing and treating stormwater before it gets into the pipe and stream system. And once it's in those pipes, very difficult to manage. I'd say gray-green or blue-green is likely the future of stormwater management as we grapple with the changing climate. So this was kind of our attempt at doing so. Finally, the last thing I'll say is I really appreciate the location in the watershed. It's almost in a treatment train with many of our other projects. Upstream, we have a River Smart Communities project. We have River Smart Homes all around it. And ultimately downstream, the Spring House Run Stream Restoration Project. All recognized in past BUBBA attempts. Finally, I just want to say thank you to the project team. So Biohabitats, who are the designers and the prime on the effort, Triangle Construction built it, TCG Property Care, which is our stormwater maintenance sub, Casey Trees for providing the trees to the effort, all of our sister agencies, and there are many comments, and how helping us come up with the best design possible, the local community for being super supportive on the most part of the effort. And then finally, the Department of Parks and Rec, who, as our partner, we could not do these projects without. They have turned out to be a fabulous partner for stormwater management, environmental restoration on district parkland. And we super appreciate their support. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for the recognition. We're really excited about this.
Thank you. Congratulations. And our Best of the BUBBAs category winner for Resilient Renewed is Ohio Creek Watershed Project. Presenting on their project is Justin Schaefer, Coastal Resilience Manager of the City of Norfolk.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Well, we appreciate the recognition of this project. It's one that the city's been working on for quite a while, and one that really meaningful to us. It really started off with community-led design. Some students from Old Dominion University, Hampton University, working with the Wetlands Watch local organization to come up with ideas with the residents on what they might like to see in terms of how to better protect their community from impacts of water quality, flooding from coastal storms, as well as precipitation. And so we had a lot of goals going into this project. And thanks to a large 112 million housing and urban development natural disaster resilience competition grant, we were really able to push a variety of the ideas that the students and the residents came up with forward. We always look at meeting both environmental, social, and economic resilience goals as we're working through these type of projects in the city. And we felt we were able to meet all of these, building a large coastal levee, but pairing that with a living shoreline offshore of it, daylighting an old Stewart Creek that had been filled into a stormwater park, so that the kids at the school and throughout the neighborhood have a new place to play, but it also serves to provide flood storage during large rain events. Bioswales all along the streets where we had to tear up the streets to install new stormwater drainage, installing those bioswales, as well as 3 blocks of pervious pavement, which was the first here in the city to put that large of a section of pervious pavement along our roadways. And then really just throughout the community, adding other amenities like a fishing pier, exercise stations, tree plantings, and landscaping throughout. New bike trails, changing access to this neighborhood that was a bit isolated. So really just trying to meet all of our goals. We were able to generate over 400 pounds of phosphorus reduction, which helps us with our Chesapeake Bay TMDL requirements here at the city. So really just overall, the type of product we aim for, where we can meet a lot of goals, help a lot of residents, and really showcase the different ways that Norfolk is approaching resilience. So again, appreciate the recognition, and congratulations to all the other awardees as well.
And congratulations, this was an awesome project. All right, and I believe this is our final category. We're doing great on time. I don't want to jinx us. We have the Stormwater Program Pioneers. This category recognizes specific program innovations and how local stormwater requirements are met that directly lead to improved water quality outcomes in local receiving waters. This submission had to focus on a single initiative or program innovation rather than the entire entity or MS4 program. I told you I would jinx this. Sorry, everybody. Give my slideshow 1 minute. There we go. Our category standout. Our judges decided to acknowledge these projects sort of together, the fall biomonitoring seasonal effects study and the stream physical assessment submission. They wanted to recognize these two together for their strength as sort of a grouping for excellence in local stream assessments in this area in Virginia. Fall biomonitoring gathered data on the seasonal effects of benthic macro invertebrates and found groundbreaking results. And the stream physical assessment innovated a pioneering habitat assessment to combine the collection of stream stability and erosion data alongside other infrastructure maintenance needs. And you can see in those 2 pictures, the first one's for fall biomonitoring and the second one is for stream physical assessment. Congratulations. And our other category standout is the retrofitting parkland to restore district waterways. This project paired stormwater management to recreational opportunities, leveraging DC Parkland to combine resources and scale their projects up. So far, this partnership has installed 23 BMPs at 11 parks, implemented multiple innovative practices, including biochar, submerged gravel wetlands, and others, and educated citizens through green workforce development and environmental stewardship education. Congratulations. And last but not least, we have the GSI Maintenance in DC project. Do we have anyone on the team for this project on the call today? Do we have Jordan here or anyone else? Speak up in the chat, and if not, I will go ahead and present your project.
Did not see Jordan on the line.
All right. This project stood out to, oh, sorry, David, do you want to present it?
No, that's all right. Go ahead, Michelle.
This project stood out to judges for excellence in municipal stewardship. DOEE and the Alliance partnered with 4 subcontractors and the Chesapeake Conservation Landscaping Council to maintain 400 GSI practices on public land in DC and provide jobs and job training to returning citizens and DC residents. Judges felt that this project was a great example of what can be done and had great examples of where smaller practices can be the most appreciated in community settings. Congratulations to GSI Maintenance in DC. DC staff raised hand. Did you have someone who wanted to touch on this project real quick? Someone said they can speak on the project. Let's see if you, oh, DC staff. David, could you unmute DC staff?
Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Great. This is Jamie Alberti. I'm with the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay, and we have partnered with DOEE on this project. We're in our 4th year of doing this project, and I just wanted to add how meaningful that this work really is for our partners on this project. We have some wonderful contractors that really work to kind of inspire and create meaningful employment for district residents with a particular emphasis on returning citizens. And it really, has some good stories that have come out of it, some success stories, folks turning their lives around. And one of the stories that I like to share is one of these residents getting out in the community and how proud they are of the work that they're doing and being able to give back to their community after being incarcerated and kind of just really being able to work towards their own personal goals as well in reconnecting with family and kind of hitting some of those goals. So it's wonderful from the stormwater side of it, being able to maintain all of these practices, seeing the community and get involved, ask questions. But then on the other side, it's a great opportunity for these folks as well. So just wanted to hop on and share that. This has really been one of, the great projects and partnerships that we really like to share about. So appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for jumping in and giving a little bit more context for the project. We appreciate it. And like you said, all of these standout projects, all of these best of projects, standouts, honorable mentions, they really showed and showcased the importance of these projects, not only for stormwater, like you were saying, but for the intersectionality component as well, the community engagement, the transferability, as well as the innovation. So we appreciate all of the submitters this year. Just a little bit of a refresher, and then I'll also go into, of course, where you can see all of the context, all of the submissions, and all of the photos for these projects, because of course, what we shared today was only sort of the brief overview of all of these projects, and we want to give you the chance to really dive into them before you make your vote. So for the Best of the BUBBAs award, up for $5,000 in the grand prize vote, we have Captain Trash Wheel, A Hero of the Harbor, the Wetlands at Longs Pond, Ohio Creek Watershed Project, and GSI Maintenance in DC. And then up for our Best of Small But Mighty award, eligible for the $2,000 prize, we have the Water Wagon Education Trailer, Hamlin Street Retrofits Project, and the Butcher Family Rain Garden. And to vote, voting is open from now until April 22nd, really the midnight of April 21st, and we'll get announcements rolling on the 22nd, which is of course Earth Day. So you can scan this QR code. We're also going to have the link in the chat if it's not in there already. Perfect. And the link as well to the project files. If anyone has issues viewing any of those, please send me an email. I don't have my email in here yet, but I'll put it in the chat in just a moment. And we got the link to cast the votes. Perfect. We did fantastic on time, everybody. Great job. I hope you can get a little bit of your lunch break back. A recording to this is going to go up on the website on the BUBBAs page, as well as the voting information, the link to the project files, and all of that good stuff. Please make sure you're subscribed to our Stormwater Scoop newsletter if you're not already, so that you can make sure that you get the information about the winners, as well as all of our other great upcoming programs. And thank you all so much for attending, and to all of our submitters, congratulations. It was very, very inspiring to see these projects. David, did you have any last words that you wanted to add? I see you gave a little thanks on the chat.
But just one more thank you all. Excellent job with all of these projects. Really fantastic work. So please go and cast your votes, pass the word around. We really want to get the word out as widely as we can. So if you want to talk to us about sharing some more about these projects, or want a few minutes, please reach out. We'd love to make sure that we're helping to spread the word on all of these.
And thank you again to our wonderful judges who put so much time and effort and discussion into these decisions. All right, have a great rest of your day and rest of your week, everybody.